And I said, that's where Jan got pregnant. What I meant to say was, that's where Jan told me she was pregnant. It was good. I thought that was good. All right? Father, is that all right? You got it. You got it. All right. Class of 69, we brought in 1,137 students. We graduated 800. We have 18 on the wall. I think we should have 19. And you guys showing up tonight means unbelievable amount to me. Like any award like this, you know, there's just dozens of people that are behind you, okay? Every coach, every teacher, your parents, your moms, your dads, your brothers, your friends. But I'm going to point out two tonight that made a difference. I don't stand here tonight without a guy who kicked my butt in high school and then saved my butt here at West Point. That would be Tony Curran from International Falls, Minnesota, who in my senior year beat us 3 times by a total of 22-4. On the other hand, Tony, I'm not in this Hall of Fame, or I'm not doing this tonight without your assist and your assists. Okay, so thank you very much, my friend. And I don't know if he's the oldest guy here today. Tad Schroeder, he recruited me for the academy, recruited a lot of guys from Minnesota, gave a phenomenal opportunity to us all. Still hangs his hat on a little cabin in Rainy Lake. Lee, your dad, was a giant to us. And it was so important that he didn't forget us when we got here. Now, he didn't do a good job at cooking burgers, but that didn't matter. It was great to be able to go over, so thank you, Tad. One of the things that Coach Riley did, which I thought was an absolute genius move, is that he allowed his seniors to lead. In my sophomore year was a guy like Brick Anderson from Minnesota, Johnny Beretti, who's in the Hall of Fame, was here tonight, and Andy Nussbaum, who was our manager and made sure that we didn't screw up the demerits and that we stayed pro so that we could play. But the thing Tony and I remember is John Beretti, all 5'6". Are you 5'6", John? He took Tony and I behind the woodshed, and he gave us a come to Jesus discussion about being a member of a team. And it's something that lasted for most of my career. In my junior year, we had a guy by the name of Mike Pallone, who's probably familiar with most of you, at least the Pallone name. He too taught me a life lesson in leadership by impress upon me that how people count on you when you're part of an organization, you're part of a team, and you can't go out and screw up. You've got to be careful. And then, of course, you know, we turn to Jack, Colonel Riley, should have been Colonel Riley, Coach Riley.
He was in the Navy, Dave.
I know it, that's right. Didn't matter. He could run anything he wanted to. He joins Mrs. Riley, who was one of the most beautiful women you'd ever meet, both physically and in the soul. Not only was she the mom to her 5 kids, but she was the mom to those of us who played hockey. And when you're 18 or 19 years old and you come from the West and you don't know where to go, you'd show up on Merritt Drive, and she'd send you down to the basement. The basement because there were snacks and drinks. But what was more important was that there was chaos, okay? You had Jay, you had Rob, you had Mark, you had Brian, and my personal favorite, MB, Mary Beth. The noise, the baseballs, the footballs, the hockey pucks, and everything Boston, from the Bo Sox to the Bruins to the Celtics. It was just the break we needed, and we were always welcome there. There's so many stories about Jack Riley, I can't even begin to, there's just too many. There's too many. I talked to John Mayasich, who was one of his co-captains on the 1960 Olympic team, and I let him know that Coach had passed away. And he said he took a group of the wildest people who didn't care about each other and put us together and beat the Russians in the semifinals and won a gold medal. And it's a personal loss for John also, as it is for all of us. But maybe one of the best defined moments for me was when Coach Bob Knight, who was coaching while I was here at the Academy, and he was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And we're all in our black ties, except for Coach Knight, who had his red sweater on. And he looked across, and he looked at Jack Riley, and he said, "Jack, you taught me everything I knew about coaching." It didn't take long for me to figure out what he meant. But there are stories about Coach that are true. Did he throw Coke cans? Yep. Did he kick Coke cans and cases of Coke that exploded and got everybody all sugary? Yep. Did he throw sticks on the ice? On occasion. Did he have period tirades? Absolutely. But he was the master tactician and the master motivator. And he wasn't too proud to tell you that he stole this play or that one from the Czechs or the Russians. Importantly, which I think we lose now, and especially our younger generation, because everyone has to get a trophy, Coach Riley was not your friend. He was your coach. Friendship came later. Rob, Mark, you lost your dad. West Point's lost a legend. I've lost a beacon. But I'm so much better for knowing him. So again, I thank you for this honor. I will cherish it forever, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dave Merhar. Next, we honor someone who has the most points in college hockey history. Direct your attention again to the video screens. Number 14, Dave Rost.
Dave Rost is the NCAA's career scoring leader, racking up 330 points for Albany between 1973 and 1977. A first-team All-East selection his first year, Rost finished his senior campaign with 108 points, setting the NCAA single-season scoring mark. He's Army's career assist leader with 226, to go along with his 104 career goals. Rost's 66 assists in 1974-75 remain an Academy record. The Black Knights had at least 18 wins during each of Rost's 4 years on the varsity and won more than 70% of their games, earning 4 trips to the ECAC Division II tournament.
From the class of 1977, number 14, Dave Rost.
Yes, I am standing up. Okay. When I first got word of this, this is an extremely humbling situation we have here. I was just a snotty-nosed kid running around the rinks of South Buffalo, New York, just having a lot of fun. And the more fun I had, the more hockey I played. And the more hockey I played, I was able to tie it in with the dream of coming to West Point. I didn't care about going to any school but coming to the academy. Made a visit here in 8th grade, and I found out later that they had a hockey team, so that even made it even better. But the ultimate dream was to come here and be a cadet. Playing hockey, that was the cherry on top of the sundae. Got going with hockey. I had basically, through my career here, I had 4 line mates. My first 2 years, all I had to do was remember one name. Hey, boo, one name, all right, one name. Was George. George Clark and George Reynolds. So all I had to do was yell, "Hey, George!" All right? And lo and behold, they bailed me out. And then my second 2 line mates happened to be, one happened to be my brother Bones, Thomas, and the other was Danny Moret. Both coming from Buffalo, New York. So the last 2 seasons we were known as the Buffalo Line. So to those 4 terrific, outstanding hockey players who probably deserve this much more than I ever do, I have a special thank you, and to let you know that this isn't mine, this is ours. I had 4 coaches, so 4 line mates, 4 coaches. I started out with a guy by the name of Bob Westfall in Buffalo, played with him for several years. This is a guy that wasn't married, didn't have kids, and he put his heart and soul into hockey. Next coach was a guy by the name of Ike Sparling. He was an Ontario provincial policeman. He looked like a command sergeant major. He coached like a command sergeant major. And he basically took me to another level. Father, I do know that the Lord's name is out there as a motivator. And Father Kevin Flynn from Boston, I played high school for him for a couple of years, and he interjected the Lord quite a bit, which was a lot of motivation. And then last but not least was Coach Riley. To Dave's comments, he let hockey players do what hockey players do most and do best. And that was to take your mind, take your skills, and make it happen. And for that, I'm standing here because all I did was have fun. Have fun, be passionate, and listen to four main coaches. And it's humbling. I look around the room. Dan McConnell's here, one of my old roommates. I got 4 close friends here from Buffalo. We were running buddies from high school. They didn't play hockey, but they were around for my games, making road trips with me, the whole 9 yards. And it's too bad my kids and my wife aren't with me then, but I would have been in trouble as a cadet. So I'm thankful for that. But it was a game about passion and fun. And you know, the snotty no kid from Buffalo is standing up here, very humble. Coach Riley, it's sad that he's gone. I hope to live to be 95. I hope to live to be 95 and still be enthusiastic about the game of hockey the way he was. Memories of Coach, for me, isn't the Coke cans, isn't throwing the hockey sticks and the Donnybrook that ended the RMC game that almost cost him his coaching career. But is most road trips at night coming home, you would find me sitting on the step of the bus, listening to Jake and listening to Coach, and then I would sit there and listen to the stories that Coach had to say, starting with the fact that he was a pilot, because I want to know about the military. He shared a lot. And for Jay, you had already gone through it, but for Mark and Robbie, some of the discussion on the seat of that bus, your dad was coaching us while you guys were playing elsewhere. And he knew how you did. He told me, I would ask him, how'd the boys do? And he would tell you. So even on the road, Coach kept tabs, especially of you and Brian, or you and Ryan, or Robbie at the time. So he's passed on. He's always, I don't see him being gone. He will always be in my heart. I'm sure he'll be in everybody else's heart. The spirit of Coach Riley lives on. So with that, I thank you. This is extremely humbling. And go Army.
Dave Rost, congratulations. And last but not least, again, if everyone could turn their attention to the video screens, we'll take a look at the top goal scorer in Army history. Number 16, George Clark.
George Clark is one of only 4 All-Americans in Army hockey history and finished his West Point career with 153 career goals, the most ever at the Academy. A 2-time team captain who twice was selected to the Division II All-East First Team, Clark led the Black Knights in goals scored in each of his 4 years. Clark also is among the NCAA all-time leaders in career goals per game and career points per game. His 47 goals in back-to-back seasons are tied for the second highest 2-year total in Academy history. In addition to goals scored, Clark still holds 4 other Academy records.
From the class of 1975, number 16, George Clark.
Hello. It's nice to be here tonight. I just want to say I agree with whatever Dave said, and the other Dave. It is a humbling experience. I remember when I was on the phone with Dave a couple days ago, Dave Rost, that we were telling each other, how in the world did this happen? And I got to tell you, I owe everything to God. There's something about the sovereignty of God in people's lives. Just not mine, but everybody. There are other talents in this room, other guys that are really good at what they're doing, either business-wise or otherwise. And you have to give the glory to God. And not to say that I'm not appreciating this. I do very much, and I am greatly honored and humbled by it. So I just wanted to say that one thing. I also want to, a lot of my teammates are here. George Reynolds and, of course, Dave Ross. I just wonder if you could stand up for a second. John Florio and Matt McGarry and Bugsy Moran. And, and Pat Sullivan. Right, Pat, sorry. Sully. So anyway, I'd like to thank them because, we're a team. When you're out there in the ice, you got to think like a team. You can't be thinking individually.